Gregory Walsh was the kind of man people described as steady, reliable, the sort of man who could fix a leaky pipe, mend a broken shelf, or calm an anxious customer with a few reassuring words. Every morning, without fail, he woke up at 6 a.m. sharp. No alarm, no snooze button, just the quiet rhythm of habit honed over decades. His life revolved around Walsh Hardware, the Portland shop his father had founded and he had turned into a neighborhood landmark. The scent of wood polish, oil, and metal filled the air. The aisles were perfectly organized, and customers came not just to buy, but to chat, to share stories, to feel at home. His wife, Monica, was different, bright, spontaneous, social. Where Gregory found comfort in structure, Monica found it in conversation and chaos. She worked as an administrative assistant at a medical clinic downtown, a place that fed her need for chatter and attention. At dinner, Gregory would talk about suppliers, taxes, and new tools, while Monica talked about gossip, co-workers, and clinic parties. For 22 years, they'd balanced each other out, or so Gregory believed. But something had shifted in recent months. Monica was distant, irritable, her eyes always fixed on her phone. She started leaving early for work, coming home later, smiling less. Gregory brushed it off at first. Stress, maybe. Until one evening, over dinner, when he began talking about his dream of expanding the store, a second location, a new chapter for their family, Monica laughed. A hollow, bitter laugh. "Greg, are you really going to start this again? One store isn't enough? You want to kill yourself working?" When he tried to explain his vision, she rolled her eyes. "Marriage is just a piece of paper, Greg. I didn't sign up for your ridiculous dreams." Those words cut deeper than he expected. Marriage is just a piece of paper. That night, long after Monica had gone to bed, Gregory lay awake staring at the ceiling. For the first time in 22 years, he doubted the woman sleeping beside him. And when his eyes drifted to her phone, glowing faintly on the nightstand, he felt a strange, unfamiliar pull. Suspicion. Gregory wasn't the kind of man who snooped. He'd built his life on trust, the handshake kind, the kind you could bank on. But as he picked up Monica's phone, his hands trembling, something inside him told him this wasn't snooping. This was truth-seeking. The password was Aaron's birthday. Their son. That made it worse, somehow. The phone unlocked, and the first message that caught his eye froze him in place. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow." From Kyle Henderson. Kyle. Dr. Kyle Henderson, the orthopedist Monica had mentioned in passing, always with a dismissive tone, that annoying doctor who thinks he runs the place. But the chat told a different story. Weeks of flirtation, late-night messages, confessions of love, secret meetups. And then one thread made his blood run cold. "When do you think you'll finally be able to leave for good? We could open that private clinic we've talked about." Monica. "Soon. As soon as that idiot signs the store sale papers, we'll split the money in the divorce and invest in our project. He has no idea." That idiot. He read it over and over until the words blurred. The woman he'd loved, trusted, built a life with, was plotting to drain him dry, take half of everything he'd built, and disappear with another man. He could have confronted her right then, woken her up, shouted, demanded answers. But instead, a colder instinct took over. The same discipline that had built his business now turned to vengeance, methodical, quiet, unstoppable. He took screenshots of every message, every confession, every plan, emailed them to himself, then carefully erased his tracks, placed the phone back, and lay there until sunrise, wide awake, planning his next move. By mid-morning, Gregory wasn't at the store. He was sitting in his accountant's office, his voice firm, his mind made up. "Jerry, I need to finalize the LLC transfer. Today." His accountant hesitated. "Greg, that could take a few days." "I said today." Within hours, the paperwork was in motion. By sunset, Walsh Hardware legally belonged to an LLC, owned by his son, Aaron. A legitimate transfer, predated with ongoing documentation to show it was part of long-term succession planning. Monica wouldn't see a penny. That night, as Gregory drove home under the soft glow of streetlights, he felt something unfamiliar. Not anger, not yet, just resolve. Monica walked through the front door at 7 p.m., the usual smell of wine and perfume trailing behind her. Gregory sat at the dining table, a folder laid neatly before him. "Greg, what's this? You look serious." "Sit down," he said quietly. She frowned, hesitated, then sat. He slid a printed page across the table. At first, she didn't understand. Then she saw her own words. The color drained from her face. "Greg, I can explain." "No," he cut her off. "You'll listen." He read aloud the messages, her lies, her plans, her betrayal. Monica's lip trembled, tears spilling fast. "I made a mistake, Greg. He just listened to me. You're always working. I felt alone." Gregory's laugh was short and sharp. "You felt alone while I was building a future for us? You didn't feel alone spending my money, planning to steal what I built?" He reached into the folder and pulled out another paper, an official document stamped by a notary. "You said something last night that stuck with me," he said calmly. "Marriage is just a piece of paper." And you're right. So I signed some papers too. Monica stared at the document, confusion turning to horror. "What is this?" "The store is no longer in my name. It's been transferred to an LLC under Aaron. You can't touch it." She broke down in tears, begging, pleading, promising to end it all and start over. But Gregory's eyes were empty now. Not angry, just done. "You said marriage is a piece of paper. Well, tomorrow I'll give you another one. Divorce papers. You've got a week to move out." As he turned to leave, Monica shouted, "What if I fight this? What if I don't go?" Gregory paused at the door, looked back once. "Then fight. But remember this. Kyle's gone as soon as the money is. Call him. Tell him the truth. See how fast he disappears." He walked upstairs, leaving her sobbing in the quiet kitchen, the same kitchen where she had once laughed, planned, and loved him. The days that followed were brutal, but not for Gregory. Monica's attempts to challenge the LLC transfer failed instantly. Her affair became public knowledge at the clinic. Whispers spread fast, and before long, she resigned under pressure. Kyle ended things by text. "Circumstances have changed. I think it's best we move on." She was left with nothing but regret. A small apartment, a smaller paycheck, and the echo of what she'd thrown away. Aaron, upon learning the truth, was devastated but resolute. He stood by his father, helping run the store, absorbing everything Gregory had to teach him. Together, they brought new life to Walsh Hardware, expanding, modernizing, even drawing in new customers who admired their integrity and warmth. 6 months later, one golden Saturday afternoon, Aaron came into the store beaming. "Dad, remember your idea about a second location? I found a perfect spot. Beaverton. It's got everything we need." Gregory looked at his son, the future he'd almost lost, and smiled, a quiet pride swelling in his chest. "Then let's make it happen," he said. That evening, Gregory sat alone at his kitchen table. The house was calm and clean. On the table sat an envelope, the finalized divorce decree.
He opened it, read it once, and smiled faintly. "Marriage is just a piece of paper," he murmured. "But this one sets me free." He folded it neatly, tucked it away, and poured himself a glass of wine. Tomorrow, he and Aaron would start planning the second store, his dream reborn, stronger than ever. And for the first time in a long time, Gregory Walsh truly felt alive.